What's going on, everybody? Coach Sam from SamBrownStrength.com coming to you with a quick introduction and informative video teaching you the ins and outs of box squatting in only a few minutes. So the wide stance box squat is one of my favorite variations of squatting for my athletes because it produces amazing power and strength in the posterior chain, as well as helps increase hip mobility, flexibility, which can help prevent injuries or at least defend our athletes from potential injuries from any sort of muscular imbalances or weaknesses. It really is one of my favorite squatting variations. It's pretty simple to understand. It takes a lot of practice just to kind of nail it down, but anything worth doing is worth practicing, right? So let's get into this, and I'll go into some of the ins and outs of how to teach yourself as well as your clients how to wide stance box squat. Finding proper box height is essential for this exercise. What you need to look for is that straight line coming from the athlete's hip to their knee while having a perpendicular shin angle to the floor. After setting box height, we need to make sure our athlete's feet are wide enough. Nate Harvey from Elite FTS uses the cue that it feels like your feet are going to be splitting out the sides of your shoes. You need to make sure your athletes are wide enough to be getting the benefit from this exercise. So now that our box is the right height and our feet are at the correct width, we can start squatting. The difference between this type of squatting and a free squat is that we are pushing our hips back to initiate the movement. We push our hips back and we try to reach our hips to the farthest part of the box that we can as we are pushing our knees out. This is kind of difficult for a lot of newer athletes or younger athletes to kind of understand, so I like to spend a lot of time making sure that they're doing the movement correctly to a correct height that is fitting for them and their athletic level to make sure that they are getting the utmost benefits of this exercise. During the process of learning this exercise, athletes tend to have three particular mistakes that happen most commonly. The first is that they're not sitting their hips back far enough and they're just doing an up and down squat on the box. To correct this, make sure the athlete is focusing on initiating the movement with their hips and that they are pushing out hard on their knees as they are lowering themselves onto the box. One of the most common mistakes is an athlete plopping down on the box as they lower themselves. What this is showing is that they have a weakness in their hamstrings and they cannot control themselves all the way down onto the top of the box. What we need to do in this particular situation is to increase the height of the box that they're using in order to accommodate their athletic level. Over the course of time and over the course of training, that height will decrease lower and lower as they gain hamstring, hip, and glute strength. The last mistake worth noting is when an athlete uses excessive rocking to launch themselves off the box. Instead of using the strength of their hamstrings, glutes, and hips, the athlete is using momentum to get themselves moving off the box and defeating the purpose of the exercise entirely. No matter the type of programming you utilize with your athletes, whether it be linear periodization, conjugate programming, whatever you may do, on the screen now is an example of a way you can utilize the wide stance box squat. This is an article written by Nate Harvey of Elite FTS. He's also the author of Conjugate U, the place where I got quite a bit of the information for this video. I suggest you guys check it out if you're interested. Even if you don't necessarily follow conjugate programming, it's a great tool. It's a great asset as a coach or as an athletic trainer or what have you. But yeah, check it out. It's an awesome resource for any coach pretty much at any level. And if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to contact me in any of the information below. And I will be so excited to get back to you. And I'm pumped that you guys saw this video, like the video, and share the video with somebody you know and love. All right, guys, keep training hard, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.